Last one did load weather quickly. That was interesting. I didn't know what held up the the what one was that? Let's go see. Hold on. What was it? I think old man's Trojans in his old ass aftershave. Yeah, keeping the faith. Watching all the people in Hawaii get all excited about the football game. People are goofy. um, I wish they got more excited about living the Lord's Prayer than they did about celebrations of, well, it's not a celebration, acts of philanthropy. It's like the Roman Empire. It's just nuts. Yeah. They get more excited about people making millions of dollars to cause class warfare and poverty, and than they do about standing up to live Psalms and Proverbs. It's weird. I didn't think. I was, I don't know. I don't know. It's when I don't understand the brokenness of human beings, the mental and emotional problems. I was watching this stuff here in Hawaii. I remember I watched a movie once with the little girl pretending to be the queen of Hawaii or whatever stuff, and she went to go visit the president. It was like Cleveland or Grover Cleveland or Taft or one of the ones in the White House, and she talked about the meat with the cumin and the stuff and without the flavor. So she's basically, she was saying, we don't need you in Hawaii. We don't need that. We just need to be left to be to live there, right? And it's a tourist up, guys. It's aggressive, violent economic behavior. Okay, is not healthy for you and me. It's not healthy for Hawaii. Okay, what's healthy for Hawaii is CNH pure cane. I'm just kidding around, but let's go on a moonlight swim. There's pineapple, and they had that thing with the Chadwick, right? What's his name? Elvis Presley. It was a wine pineapple company. It was a corporation, so it was like plantation in the place. And when one person owns 10,000 acres, we got a problem. When 10,000 people have an acre, we got a problem. So when 10,000 people have an acre, yeah, that's a football game, right? It's a basketball game, right? You got on an acre, and then you. I'm just kidding. It's more than an acre, but you know what I mean. As they're crowded on top of each other, we don't. That's an apartment building, right? And that's wrong. Apartment buildings are wrong. And sharing the world in peace with love and gratitude is right. Wana, right? Nice move. But it's strange watching people cheer about the things that they're trained and conditioned to cheer about. And it's like, well, let's cheer when we're living the Lord's Prayer. Then we can enjoy football. Nobody trying to hurt no one. It's an addiction to warrior culture. It's not a celebration of testosterone. Because you're still doing it for money. You're not doing it for the right reasons. You got to play. Because you're not a part of rape, murder, kill. Philanthropy, you can't be kind to money. People kill people over money. People mass murder over money. They talk about it on TV all the time. Okay? The people that are talking all the mess on Fox News, well, Barack Obama killed more people with the military than, I was unaware of that. I wasn't paying attention. He was told to do it. He didn't do it. He's just a headpiece for industry that mass murders people to manipulate population numbers as an industry. It's a brain chemical addiction. And they're afraid to stand up and say that it's wrong. I'm not afraid to stand up and say that's wrong. Life's eternal, grace is infinite, and I love children. Right? Ohana. Right? So, it's hang loose, I know. But Ohana means family. Relax. I got this. I'm the guy in the books that it says it's the spirit of the line of King David. Saying God, they ain't those fucking cartoon makers. That's really fucking insulting. The Chosen is fucking insulting. The David movie's fucking insulting. The Moses movies are fucking insulting. They're fucking insulting. Okay, great Ridley Scott. I am not impressed. It's insulting as fucking hell. And it's I understand in freaking what's his name? Got me in trouble. Almost had me freaking when was it? What movie was that? With trying not to laugh and got in a difficult situation. It was, God dang that, Mel Brooks. But with the Moses holding those hands up in the part of the Red Sea and he's getting held up, and I understand all that stupid stuff back then. We were broken. Okay. But damn it, by 2013, 22nd, should have been well on the way of being fixed. And now, there's no excuse for being broken. None whatsoever. I've proven it scientifically beyond any reasonable doubts. Anybody who thinks they have doubts in the way I share things and help you understand things is a broken egomaniac that is going to have to be policed by technology. And that's wrong. With Elon Musk, with those video game developers that fuck with people's heads when they sleep and everything, saying, we'll have world peace when everybody has a robot. No. You're putting the world and what you think is order to the world in your brain, and your brain is broken. Okay. We'll have world peace when we all accept the perfection of faithful love. Okay. And understanding natural laws. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. Right. And we'll have world peace. I hope it doesn't have to be the extreme measures through technology, being your babysitter. Yeah, because that's a lot of, because of the things that's happening with the weather patterns and everything like that, and the big snow and the rain and the flood and the burn scars, and it's horrid. Just watching people do things that are clinically insane, and people not recognized as clinically insane and get up, what, he's right, we need to live the Lord's Prayer, and then get everybody right on. Because, faith is faith. Truth is truth. Life's eternal and grace is infinite. That's not exclusive. That's not exclusive copyrights to Judeo-Christian faith. Okay? They have videos. Okay. With Judah Krishnamurti talking about that, and it was a continuation of teachings about that people turned into Hinduism, and Krishnamurti many times, okay, who was by not just legend but by tradition and writings and genealogy and the whole nine yards, was the one that was most, they said, most to be like Krishna and Siddhartha. And he sat there and he corrected a lot of the stuff. He said, these people, you can sit there and tell them, here's how you possibly give birth to a child. You go to find out, are you wearing the tighty whities? Maybe you want to wear the boxers. He goes, but they won't do that. They'll go grab a bird and they'll go to a statue and they'll kill that bird and give the bird to put the bird in front of the statue and say, it's a sacrifice. No, give me a higher sperm count so I can have a kid. And it's like, that's just nuts. Yeah. And the fact that people still do things like that. Okay. They still do things like that. I don't tell me they don't, because I watched the Gabriel Iglesias guy on TV. There's a cow in the middle of the road, and he's going to the airport, and he's flying to the airport, and he's going and telling these jokes to these people, and then, oh, you're offending me. Oh, you said things that offended my religion. It's not religion. Okay? Religion is faith in the infinite essence of our eternal existence through natural laws. Okay, that's religion. Okay? Making shit up to manipulate people with archaic perceptions of fantasy and fallacy that you perceive as a reality that cannot exist is not religion. Okay? Shit you make up and believe in your head is not religion. Now, I understand because of the relative forms of communications. And when they were misinterpreted and understood, like Revelation. Okay. There's lots of, and then the Quran, talking about flying in the belly of the bird. Well, that's the way someone who translated, looked at it, wrote it down. Okay? Today, it's an airplane. Okay? He's talking about his relatives will fly in an airplane. Okay? Isaac has flown all the way across the ocean to the other side of the world. Okay? He is Abraham and Muhammad's molecular source of memories. Okay? In ancient times, when people read that and they go to church in 1800 and go, hey, brother loves travel and salvation, so it's like, whoa, that's amazing. It's astounding, but it's no bullshit. But today it's a plane. Okay? Is it necessary? No. It's for stimulating economies and economic. No, I don't have to fly, especially with this. Okay? Why do I need to fly to the place where they murdered Jesus, they crucified Jesus Christ, and tried to obliterate the truth of his religion off the face of the planet with fantasy and psychotic gladiator murder games? Okay, why? I'm doing it right now. I don't need to go to the Mount of Olives and have a bunch of murdering, manipulative hypocrites sit there and say, this is the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. That's not what I call myself. Okay? I call myself an apostle, a gracious good shepherd, an apostle. King of Kings and Lord of Lords. I don't like to use those words. I've seen what my relatives in Britain have done with those words to mass murder people over money. I'm offended if you call me King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Okay? As I'm watching the special warfare commercial again. Okay, I don't want a lot of people like this going around putting grass on their head and sniping people to keep the status quo, motor over money. I don't want these people, okay, fighting over money, okay, and calling it special. All my love is all I have, and my dreams are very special. My dreams, I don't have dreams anymore. I go to sleep and I'm tortured by perverts to say he went to Jared and get the swipper to mop thing, the swipper sweeper thing to impress your mom. Right? I don't have dreams. Okay? And the dreams I had when I was a kid were probably focused on the same kind of thing that I, want my college football team to win a game, and then I want to order some food delivered in a car and then get really obnoxious and act like a person dressed up like a dog. And then get a beer and kill my brain cells and pick up my liver and then make jokes about it for people that make lots of money off of doing that to people. Okay? It's your Bud Light, huh? Here comes the king. Here comes the big number one. Another good reason to be offended by being called that. Okay? Just call me Earl. Okay? Your friend. It's me, Mr. Shorty, your friend. Okay. So I'm only 5'11" and 3/4. Probably shrinking, so all you people that are taller than me, it's Mr. Shorty. I was having a conversation with people. My perfect playing weight for basketball was $165. Because I was strong enough to be sturdy, but light enough to fly and land like a ballet dancer. Football, My best playing weight would probably be anywhere from 185 to 90 because you're playing on grass. I would have hated playing on this concrete carpet shit. It's not healthy for us to jump and land like we do on. And we can, some of us, when we were young, yeah, we could fly. I didn't know it. I was long jumping over 23 feet when I was a freshman in high school. Because of the mats and the pit, the way the coach had to set out there. And I was doing it with only a 20. I was doing it for a short run because we were in the basement at Dean Morgan Junior High. So yeah, I was an exceptional athlete. I didn't know I was. I didn't think I was. I thought other guys were so much better than me. I thought Danny was better than me. Well, Danny had different kinds of explosiveness. He was a very good ball player, though. He was one of the best ball players I've ever seen. Yeah, he was good. Yeah, he could do a lot of really spectacular things, and he worked on them. When I go out and shoot, I'll aim. That's all I do. I learned that from my dad when he talked about shooting percentages, and he said, well, they should be able to shoot higher. I was like, no, Dad, it's real hard because you have all these amazing athletes coming at you and trying to get your shot. So I learned how to shoot not with perfect form all the time, but with perfect aim. And I can shoot just about any way I want, and it typically goes in, and it's really soft. Like Charlie said, it still is. It's one of the softest shots you've ever seen in your life. It barely bounces off the rim most of the time. But I love you guys. We'll talk later. Be good. If you can't be good, you're going to have to depend on me because I am.